1, 2, 3, 4. I'm testing.
Peace. What's cracking, my people? Welcome to yet a brand new episode of ADQ's Renaissance. I'm your host with the most, keeping it 100 from coast to coast. Through God, I boast. ADQ. It is Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. You heard me right. Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. And it is 92 degrees outside. 92 degrees outside. That's why I am at home in Castle Quarles, because I don't want none of that heat. I don't want none of that heat. I sound like Dr. Umar right now. Anyway, what's cracking, y'all? Thank y'all very much for tuning in to ADQ's Renaissance. Before we get started for today, I want everybody to know that ADQ supports his friends. ADQ supports his friends. So yesterday, for the second week in a row, I went to see a play. Last week, I went to see a play that was put on by our guest for today. I already told you all how much I loved it, what I thought about it, how much I laughed until I fell out my chair, IDK, etc., etc. So shout out to my man James Lyons. Also, Spring Theater. Yesterday I went to see Cinderella over at Spring Theater. I didn't really know anybody in the cast, but they all did great. I did know my homegirl Marissa Ravenel, who has been on this podcast, so shout out to her. Her fairy godmother performance. I put her direct. Only person I put above her is Whitney Houston. Only person I put above her, Whitney Houston. But it was a nice, cute little performance. It was dope. Just to show some love to Spring Theater, their 2023 season of empowerment, our upcoming their upcoming shows will be Bring It On. I did not know that Bring It On, not the movie version, but this the theater version, was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's right. In the Heights, Hamilton, Encanto, Moana, Lin-Manuel Miranda. This will be dope. Puffs, and they have an annual Christmas tour that'll be coming up later in the year. So, check that out. www.springtheater.org. What I love about their ideology, their when it comes to theater, is they spring each other forward, and Dan and Aaron, they definitely spring me forward. So shout out to them. Also if you are thinking during your week, I want some theater, but I also want some poetry. Well, you need to hit up my man Clement Mallory for kids poetry basketball. You can hit him up over at 336-988-0793 if you would like to get your kid involved. It's definitely something that you should get your kid involved with. Kids Poetry Basketball is designed for kids ages 4 through 13. Kids learn about poetry, reading, grammar, proper formation of sentences, and more while playing basketball games. I could definitely use this when I was little, because Lord knows I love me some basketball, thus enhancing their literary skills. The aim of Kids Poetry Basketball is to teach young people the many forms of expression that are articulated through poetry, including music, written words, spoken words, art, and dance. Help develop kids' public speaking skills, improve youth literacy and reading comprehension, increase student benchmark scores. So yes, I think that you all who are listening to this need to hit up Clement Mallory. The creator of the incredible one-man show Black Poetic Voices. Clement Mallory, 336-988-0793. I look forward to having him on the podcast. And also, another person who's been on the podcast, my brother Kareem Lamar Alston. He is starring with Beth Felice in a film called On My Own by Pitch Vine Entertainment. Shout out to Saeed Wright, Larry Saeed Wright. I've worked with Pitch Vine before. I was in Butter and I was in Green Tea. So shout out to them. If you would like to see this, tickets are $5. Order it at https://vimeo.com/on-demand/on my own. Also, if you're out there walking, doing life, and you're getting hydrated, I highly suggest that you hit up my brothers and my sisters over at www.heavyenergyuniversity.com and get you some live alkaline water. Best hydration in the nations. I tell you, every time I drink that live alkaline water, I feel like I'm floating. I feel like I'm about to float. Just like my man T Walker, who has been on the podcast, said in his song. So get you some of that live alkaline water. So my guest for today will be Brother James Lyons. This brother is what you would call a heavyweight in the theatrical circles here in the Piedmont Triad worldwide, because I know somebody in Bolivia somewhere has seen something that he's done. You know what I'm saying? This man's a heavyweight. This man's an inspiration. I constantly enter plays into competitions. And in this business you hear a whole lot more no's than you hear yes. I don't know how many no's this man's heard, but this man has said yes to himself and he has created a brand as a result. So, we're going to dive in. We are going to dive into this. We're going to dive into his genius. We're going to dive into his thought patterns. And I got to know, what was it that went into the creation of the character Uncle Ezel? Uncle Ezel, I've told y'all this story before. Uncle Ezel has caused me to break character on stage. I have been trained by the likes of Amy DeLuz, Mark. Oh my God, I'm losing names. Rob Kahn. If these people happen to listen to Marshall Bobanick. Mark Williams, I'm tripping. Mark Williams, that gone. I'm sorry, I know there's so many daggone Marks in my life. Am I even right? Anyway, I've been trained by a lot of people, right? I've been trained to maintain character, to stay within character. Yeah, Mark Williams. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Mark is spelled with a C and not with a K. But anyway, I've been trained to always maintain character, to never break character. But none of the training that I have endured from Guilford College, Forsyth Tech, UNCG, Summit School in Winston-Salem, nothing that I have learned has ever even innately prepared me to share the stage with James Daggone Lyons. Now I was going to call this episode the Book of James, but I decided nah. See, when you get inside a lion's den, you go inside a lion's living, a lion's comfort space, a lion's where a lion sits back and finds itself in complete relaxation. We're going to go into James's mind and see how does it operate, leading to him the writing these incredible pieces that he's written. And yo, brother been going for a long time. I mean, I'm talking about he's written Pressure, Death at the Dynacon. He put that up during COVID. How did he put that up during COVID? His first play was called Don't Hate the Player, Hate the Game. One Hell of a Love, Battle of the Sexes, A Couple of Forevers or Not. Is love really enough? Love is like heaven, but can hurt like hell. A Night with Uncle Ezel. Straight out of Winston. I got love for the trade. Love for the trade. Love for the trade. I'm gonna play that for y'all. Three the Hilarious Way. Couples Retreat. Daggone, I got bad handwriting. A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Family Ain't Always What It Seems. Trouble or Treat. We Are Family. After this you shall live. That is the way love goes. And most recently, Crazy in Love. Is James trying to tell us something with all this? Well, y'all sit back, kick back, and listen. Get you some live alkaline water. Sign your kids up for spring theater and kids in poetry and basketball. And listen to how this particular wordsmith, that is James Lyons II, puts his words on paper and tells the intricate stories that he tells. Tap in.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something quite extraordinary, quite incredible, quite unlike anything you may have experienced in your life.
here on Riverside. And yo, hold up before I say anything else. Let me do this. Let me do this right, ladies and gentlemen. James Lyons.
What's up, my
What's
guy?
up? Now, just let you know, this is the sound that I was making all throughout Crazy in Love.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Even had me on the floor with it, man. Even had me on the floor. But yo, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How
I'm
you?
doing great, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here roasting and whatnot, man. It's a good thing that I'm not out in the sun. Otherwise, I'd be as black as your hoodie, man. So
Yeah, bro. Hey, from the onset, bro. Just let me say, you know what I'm saying? Just like I said when I shared your post, bro, I just appreciate and I'm always honored, for anybody who wants to take the time to talk to me or listen to me or whatever. So I just want to say thank you for having me. I really appreciate you, bro.
man, thank you for coming through, and thank you for coming through. I know that you are a very much in demand person, and thank you for all of the great art that you have given to the world over the years. And you have been going strong.
Mhm.
It's
Oh yeah.
2023, and your first play was in daggone 2010.
Oh no, it was
Oh, what?
before
It
that.
was before that?
My first what? Listen, my first major production was 2008.
2008. What was it? Don't hate the player, hate
Hmm.
the game, or was it something else?
Don't hate the player, hate the
Don't
game.
hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah.
see, me, I believe strongly in doing my homework, James. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to talk to
Okay, okay.
somebody, I gotta know some stuff about them. So
I
So
like that.
I went down your timeline, and you know what I'm saying. I'm seeing pressure. You know what I'm saying. Death of Dynacon, daggone,
Mm.
one hell of a love, battle of the sexes, a couple of
Oh yes.
forevers a night. Is love really enough? Love is like hell, but can hurt. Love is like heaven, but can hurt like hell. A night with
Hmm.
Uncle Ezel. Straight out Winston. I
Hmm.
got love for the trade, love for the trade,
Hmm.
love for the trade. Sorry, I hear Winston, I just start doing that. Three, the hilarious way. Couples retreat. Daggone. Yeah, I had to write all this down. A thin line between love and hate. Family ain't always what it seems. Trouble or treat. I saw that picture.
Hmm.
Oh my God, man. We are family. After this, you shall live. That's the way love goes. And most
Hmm.
recently, crazy in love. All these love messages,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love love, bro.
You apparently I'm seeing that you love love and you love writing these incredible narratives about love, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Absolutely.
So I gotta give you flowers real quick, because of all the love that you're putting out there. Incredible, incredible. So
Appreciate it,
yes,
bro.
sir, yes, sir. So I gotta ask you. The beautiful thing is when the more I keep on saying how inspirational you are, and we're only like 5 years apart, I believe, right? I'm talking about age. I'm 30. I'm 37. I'm about to be 38.
I'm 40.
You
How
don't
old
know
am I?
how old you are.
40. When you turn 40, you start forgetting after
Oh
that.
my God! Thank you for giving me something to look forward to.
Uh, what year is this?
Nah,
2023?
it's 2083.
43.
I'm playing. It's 2023, man.
I'm 43.
43. Okay, so we 5 years apart. Um,
Mhm.
so consider me like a little brother looking at a big brother, even though I'm way bigger than you are. But consider me a little brother looking at a big brother and being inspired. Um, so I gotta ask you, what inspired you to go about this trajectory of being the incredible, immaculate writer that you are?
Oh man, well, I didn't know that I was like that, but I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. The crazy thing is, before I started writing, I was more so into acting. So, younger, I was in church, I was in all the church plays and everything like that. And then my freshman year in high school, I was in drama. I took drama. But the thing about that was I got bored. I got bored a lot in drama. And so, because it was, I love the productions that we do, but it was like we was always doing the same productions over and over and over again. Raising in the Sun, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Cyrano de Bergerac. So we kept doing those same productions, and I was like, man, this is starting to get boring to me. So I went to my drama teacher and I said, listen, I'm about to drop your class. And she said, why are you going to drop my class? I said, because I'm just tired of doing the same thing over and over. And so she challenged me. She said, okay, well, I tell you what, if you can write a play and it's good, I'll let you drop my class. Now, it's two things that sparks something in me to make me do something, right? The first thing is someone who don't think that I can do it or tell me you can't do something. The second thing is if someone challenges me to do something, right? So she challenged me. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll write the play. I had never written before, but I was like, yeah, I can write a play or whatever. I didn't know I could though. So I went home and immediately started writing. And so what I did was I took all the plays that we had done at school and put them in one production. I stayed up till probably about 3 o'clock in the morning writing that. And the crazy thing was back then, the only thing I had was a typewriter.
This man just said
So
typewriter.
I'm typing. So I'm typing a play, a whole play, right? And so I finished the play about 3 o'clock in the morning, went to sleep, woke up, went to school, right? Went to school. I had her, I think, like my fifth period class. I went directly to her school and dropped the script on her desk, and walked out like a boss, right? So I goes to lunch, and then after lunch, I had her class. I went to her class. As I was going in the class, she grabbed me by my arm and pulled me back out the class. She said, I need to talk to you. I said, what I do? I thought I did something wrong. And she was like, you didn't do anything wrong. She said, did you write this play? I said, yeah, I wrote the play. She said, no, did you really write this play? I said, yeah, I wrote the play. She said, James, this is amazing. She said, you need to look into being a writer. And I was like, okay, I'm young. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm 15 years old. Okay, whatever. All right, boom. So then the following Sunday, the playwright of our church had announced that she and her husband were, moving out of town. They were going to start their own church. And so I was like, let me try to see if I can do the plays at the church. So I started writing all the plays at the church, Christmas plays, Easter productions, cantatas, everything. I started writing all of that. And so, people really enjoyed watching these plays, right? And then the pastor came to me and he was like, listen, James, I'm going to tell you something. He said, you can get paid for what you're doing for free. And I was like, oh, okay. So in 2008, I branched out the four walls of the church. And then I did my first major production, which was Don't Hate the Player, Hate the Game. And it's just like the rest was history. Like I did it. The response was amazing. And from that day forward, it was just something that I was hooked on to. So my love for writing came after my love for acting. But as far as being inspired, I look at people who are tangible. We can always look at people who are on TV and everything like that. That's amazing that they're doing that. But I like people who are tangible, who I can call or text or go by their office and sit down and talk to them. Mr. Gary Davis, is one of those people who is very inspirational to me. And so I would say Mr. Davis, he's very inspirational to me. Watching his stuff made me step up my game.
Garrett Davis is
So yeah.
An industry, a mogul, in the area. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? He's a total mover
Yes.
and shaker. But
Yes, he is. Yes,
But
he is.
what I love about your story is it is something that I try to do with my students as an educator, challenge them because all of your
Mm-hmm.
because where you're at today happens because a teacher challenged you and a teacher said, a teacher saw something in you.
Absolutely.
So in your writings, with all the beautiful talk about love, if you watch one of your plays, you're gonna see, kind of like this Fred Sanford looking person who is in very Prince like clothing, walking on stage talking mad junk to the main characters.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Where did Uncle Ezel come from?
Uncle Ezel, man, listen. Uncle Ezel is a mixture of people in my family. So I have an uncle by the name of Bug. Uncle Bug is one of these guys that is absolutely hilarious without even trying. Like he just come off the top of his head with stuff and you be like, "What?" And it's just like hilarious. So I took that and then my aunt Sheila, she is very loud, and she said just say whatever. The first thing comes out, she say whatever. So I put them two together, and that's Uncle Ezel because my aunt Sheila she dresses loud. You know what I'm saying? She is loud and she dresses loud. So when you see Ezel, he's gonna be loud. He's gonna dress loud. And the part that I got from my Uncle Bug was just the ability just to be hilarious with words. So because if I put Uncle Ezel in regular clothes, what he says is still going to be hilarious. So yeah, that's what I did. Well, I took those two people and merged them together, and that's how I came up with Uncle Ezel.
If you've listened, anybody who has listened to past episodes of ADQ's Renaissance would hear my story about when when we shared the stage and let the church say amen, and you were in full fledged Ezel garb. I don't know if you heard me say this, but it was incredibly difficult for me to stay in character. Nothing
Wow.
that none of my training up until that point in 2017, none of my training prepared me for sharing the stage with you.
Mm, mm,
Yes, I'm
mm.
like, yo, I learned improv, I learned this, I learned that. I've learned Shakespeare, I learned Romanian theater, I learned about the Greeks and all that stuff, but none of that said, okay, this is what happens when you share the stage with Uncle Ezel. I had to hold back my laugh. So yo, I know that when I looked at a lot of your play posters and a lot of the cast lists and stuff, I saw Javetta a lot of times. Shout out to Javetta. I saw Hayden a lot
Mhm,
of times. I saw
mhm.
Adrian a lot of times. Not me, but Ekenum. So what what how do you cast your shows? What makes you say, I'm gonna work with this person this amount of time, this time? What causes someone to be like a repeat cast member in what you do?
So as far as a repeat cast member, I would have to say um, there is nothing like
Chemistry.
chemistry. Like you cannot buy chemistry, right? And so when I put us all together, because of the chemistry that we always make magic. So as far as being repeat, I say it's the chemistry. Like I know what these individuals hold, right? I know what kind of character, what kind of role to put them in to make magic. And then I said something to them right before we walked onto the stage with Crazy in Love. I said, when you can look to the left of you, no, I said, when you're on stage and you look to the left of you and you look to the right of you, and both of those people are dope, there is no feeling. There is no better feeling than that. So when I'm on stage and I'm with Javetta, when I'm with Toronto, when I'm with Adrian, Hayden, when I'm with Tiffany, Coco, like these people are dope, right? They're dope. And what happens is when we get on the stage together, we pull something out of each other, right? Corey, man, look, when I was writing Crazy in Love, I was like, I need someone who can be serious but funny at the same time. I need somebody who can be smooth but funny, right?
Yeah.
And Corey delivered. He delivered. I'm telling you. And so that's the thing. I think as being a playwright, knowing your cast members' strengths and their abilities, it makes a world of difference.
I would totally agree because that's how you're able to structure your characters. Like if you're the type that like
Hmm.
already had the actors in mind, who you gonna
Hmm.
give the roles to, then you're able to structure the character better. Be like, okay, so if I'm gonna have Adrian play this, this guy's gonna be like this.
Hmm.
Or you can ask yourself, I think Tiffany could give me this type of performance, even though she's this type of person. So
Let me tell you
talking
about
about
Tiffany.
Tiffany,
Let me tell you about Tiffany. So when I was writing, right, and I came up with Tiffany's character's name is
right?
Trina, right? So when I was writing the character Trina, it was like I knew there was no one that could pull this role off the way that I wanted them to, but her. Like I had been in plays with Tiffany before. Her story is true. Shout out to my brother Big
Big
Los
Los,
Massey. Um, Amazing production. But we were in that play together, and I watched Tiffany, and I was like, man, I think I can create a role for her that would be amazing. Now this was years ago when I thought about that, and it didn't come back to me until I started writing Crazy in Love, and it was like Tiffany I just kept seeing her in my mind with this character. When I was writing the jokes for the character, I just kept seeing her in my mind. And if you saw the play, you saw how well she fit that character.
gotcha. Now, yo, well, I want to ask you. What I really would love. Another thing that I would really love to know is, okay, COVID during COVID, everything shut down. Everybody
Hmm.
at home. Beers getting big. People getting fatter
Hmm.
and whatnot. All this is
Hmm.
taking place, right? That did
Hmm.
not stop you. You still you still had your creative hat going on, and you presented to the world Death at the Dynacon. That's the one that you did during COVID, right? You said, okay,
Well, before that one, well, before I did Death of the Dynacon, when COVID first hit, I think a lot of it, mostly everything was shut down. So the idea that I came up with was a drive-in stage play.
which was genius. Just to let you know, I'm not blowing smoke up your behind. I'm telling you that all this stuff is genius and great and everything because it's true.
Thank you,
You know what I'm saying?
thank
Like
you.
me and everybody else, we were putting things on the computer and having things streaming and everything.
Hmm.
We were glued to our computer screen. We
Hmm.
said, nah, y'all drive up here and pay the money and watch the play from the comfort of your car.
From your car, yeah. Sit in your car and watch the play. Yep, I rented a stage. I rented out a big parking lot, rented a stage, put a setup on the stage. It was a whole lot of what else did we do? We brought in food trucks. Uh, we brought in bathrooms, and what I did was for the sound, um, we hooked it up through a transmitter, which is when you're in your car, you turn your radio on to a certain station, and the sound comes inside the
Mm.
car. So yeah, that was a very dope idea, and I think I'm gonna go back to doing that. I think I'm gonna try to do something like that once a year, a drive-in stage play. But yeah, that was the first thing I did during COVID, and then we got together with Death at the Dynacon.
Dope. See, like I said, you put that on while everybody else was streaming stuff on their computers and stuff. Looking back, I'm
Hmm.
like, man, we should have did the the James approach. Uh, tell me this though. How how do your ideas come to you? See, little bit about me. I write plays like Lil Wayne writes lyrics. He raps, or like Jay
Mm.
Z writes lyrics, or both of them. I don't smoke like Lil Wayne does, but I like mouth stuff to myself. Yeah, I talk to myself. Don't
Hmm.
judge me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We all do. We all do. We
but
all do.
yeah, I talk to myself, and I'm like, yo, if I could have a full fledged conversation with myself as one character to another character, then daggone, I have a whole page of
Hmm.
dialogue. I need to write this down.
Hmm. Yeah.
how do you come up with your ideas?
It kind of depends. It could be something that inspires me from television. It can be a conversation that I'm having with someone. Maybe I'm at work and we're talking about something, and the conversation is very interesting, and I'm like, dang, I think I can build a production around that. So it just depends. For Crazy in Love, actually, Taranza had came to me and she was like, "Yo, I think I want to play like a crazy role, right?" And I was like, "T-Ron, say no more." And so I wrote the play. Now look, Taranza killed it. Did she kill it or did she kill
She
it?
killed she killed loved it.
Listen,
I was scared to ask her for a
Listen, we
hug.
were in rehearsal. Listen, even in rehearsal, like when we were in rehearsal, it was like every rehearsal that she came to, she was transforming more into this character. Like they would be doing. Javetta and I would be standing back watching the scene, and they would be going through the scene, and I would tap Javetta and be like, yeah, she crazy as hell in real life. Like that. That's how amazing. And then when she hit the stage, it was like she even stepped it up. Even she murdered that role. She man, I was so proud. I was so proud of her. And everybody that was in the production, they killed it because they gave me exactly what I was looking for. And the thing that I liked about all the people that were in there, they are humble enough not to, or they know it's okay to not have a starring role. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I love working with people like that. Like, oh, I don't have to have a huge role, but I'm still gonna give you 200%. And so my hat's off to everybody that was in that production because they gave me exactly what I needed. And we only had a few rehearsals. Like most of our rehearsals were on Zoom, just because I didn't want to use up everybody's gas. I'm like, let's get on Zoom. And a fun fact about me, I hate Zoom rehearsals.
me
I
too.
hate it. But I'm one of those playwrights that I try to cater to the people in the cast, right? I don't want to make you drive all the way to Winston-Salem every rehearsal. No, let's get on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna come to rehearsal. I'm gonna come to Greensboro so we can have rehearsals. I'm that kind of playwright. I'm not the one to be like, well, rehearsal gonna be in Winston Salem. Either you can make it or you don't gotta come. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that person. I want to cater to the people that I have because I really appreciate them allowing me to borrow their gifts and their
Very
talents.
considerate. That is beautiful quality they have. Now, with the few seconds that I had, now with the few seconds that we have left, because we're almost at the 30-minute mark. Um, I would like to put I would since your teacher challenged you, I would like to put a challenge out there for you. There's one vision I've always
Okay.
had whenever I would think about you. Besides me breaking character and let the church say amen. What's the likelihood of James Lyons ever performing in a dramatic role one day? I always look at a comedian and think
Um,
dramatic role one day.
I think that is something that I was actually talking to my wife about. Like, it is the only thing about playing a dramatic role for me is I'm always in my head, which means that I'm always thinking, oh man, how does my face look? Oh man, are my mannerisms on? And it kind of gets in the way of me acting. Because when I play a comedic role, I don't care. I don't care how I look. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how my face is. I don't care how I sound. I don't care. But when I'm playing something serious, I'm always in my head like, oh God, did I do that right? Did I do that right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm really thinking about getting into uh, some serious roles. But people don't cast me for serious roles because they know I'm silly, you know. So anytime they hit me up, they're like, "Yo, I got a role for you." It's always something funny.
As far as your look goes, I mean, I say this very much as a brother and as a very heterosexual man. You look great. You only look 43. Second of all, shoot. If the opportunity comes, that's one thing that if the opportunity happens, that's one thing that I would love to see because I just have this thing about me. I respect the art of comedy, but yo, I freaking love it when I see a comedian be in a serious play a serious role just to see how far they
Hmm.
stretch. I could look at you and the arc of your work and whatnot and tell, oh yeah, you would totally smash a serious role.
I think it's just a little bit of fear. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's the only thing that holds me back from doing anything like that because you know it's easy for me to just write the play and do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the fear factor. Um, it's just comfortable for me to tell jokes. You know what I'm saying? But definitely that's something. Uh, I have this. I'm actually working on a short film, but I'm not even gonna call it a short film. I'm working on a film called Pretend, and the character in there is serious, and I'm really considering playing that role.
Would you like to know what you would you like to know what I think you should do in regards to that role? Play it.
Good.
Play it. I say that because this artistic journey that you and I are both on, and which our paths have crossed several times. You put up plays. You have been doing it for like 20 for during your 20 years, right? That's something that a lot that people like me are scared to death of. You know what I'm saying? So you
Mm,
conquered one fear,
mm,
go into a new one
mm-hmm,
and conquer it.
mm-hmm,
And plus, what's the acronym for fear? False evidence appearing real. That's when we all get inside our heads
mm-hmm.
and think, "Yo, can I do this? And do I have this ability?" Heck yeah! Why? Because I have the ability to
Right.
conquer other mountains. So let me get up this one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, my motto is live full and die empty. And that means that you should live full of ideas, goals, dreams, but before you leave the earth, you should have rid yourself of all of those things. And so, there are several things that I'm looking to do, that I'm gonna do before I leave this earth, and playing a serious role uh, is one of them. It's one of them.
I'll totally be here for it. Um, and this is exactly why this episode is called the Lions Den because we are in the Lions Den. You, Mr. Lyons, we're in the den of your greatness and what comes out of you. So as we wrap this
Man,
up,
I appreciate you.
if anybody wanted to like book you for something or contact you or tell you just how incredible Crazy in Love was, which it was, how could someone get in contact with you?
Oh, all they got to do is hit me up on Facebook, because I'm really not on any. I don't think I'm on any other social media platform. I think I may have Instagram. I'm never on Instagram. May have a Twitter account. I'm never on that. Just yeah, hit me up on Facebook. Send me a message. Definitely willing to work with anybody. I don't. I don't. I'm not arrogant. I'm not cocky or anything like that. Like I'm willing to work with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Anybody.
Man, I'm just over here learning gems from you, man. Like for real. I should be that way too. Um, and last question. Thank you again for your time. Um,
Thank you.
what else do you would you say that you got coming up? Dang it, James. This bad that better not that joint over at the theater. Shoot, the name of the space escapes me. That better not be the only production of Crazy in Love. Y'all better continue with your craziness. Come on, man. That can't be the only one.
Oh,
That cannot be the only production.
so yeah. So I'm gonna drop Crazy in Love 2 in
Okay.
November. Uh-huh. And if you think part one was crazy, oh, we about to take you on a ride. We're gonna take you on a ride. So many twists and so many turns and the comedy. It's everything. It's everything Crazy in Love was. But we're gonna step it up a notch.
You're gonna say, okay. Yo, I
Yeah,
look forward to
we're gonna
seeing
step it
it.
up a notch.
So yo, but anyway, so thank you again for all that you contribute. Thank you for talking to me and stuff whenever I was questioning myself. And just thank you for all you do. I mean, yo, you're heavy in the game. Real quick,
Man, listen,
one quick thing. I remember when we
go ahead.
did Let the Church Say Amen.
Hmm.
One thing that you told me that stuck with me. You came there for work, and I think it was just worth the double, right?
Hmm.
Your
Probably
work
so. Hmm.
ethic is something that we all should look at and take notes. So that's totally what I'm doing. And for that and all that you contribute to the culture, James, you are a valued and needed member of the Renaissance. We are better because of you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you,
that you
bro.
get this.
I appreciate it, man.
We gotta have you back, and you gotta bring the cast with you, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna bring the cast with me, bro, because I want them to talk about about their experience. You know what I'm saying? It was a really good run. It was a really good run. It was a really good run. I was very pleased. And then the idea of throwing the film footage.
Man, there you
Um,
go.
I thought that even. Yeah, bro. I thought that would be something that would be dope. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see anybody doing that, so I was like, ooh. I think what if we? I'm like, dang. So see, you say how you be talking to yourself when
Yeah,
you're doing roles. Like I be talking to myself when I'm coming up with ideas. I be like, dang. So what if we? And I'm saying we like I'm actually talking to somebody else. That's how I am. What if we? What if we? What if we add film in
I
with the
thought I was the only
play?
one.
That'll be dope. No, man. Nah, man. Nah, man. People who are creative,
We
we
beat to a
different.
different drum.
You know what I'm saying? We different. That's why a lot of times, even if I'm driving, I have my AirPods in because I'm always talking to myself, and I don't want to pull up to a stoplight and I just talking, and somebody right there looking like, "Dang, what's wrong with him?" Like I'm always doing it. Like even if I'm rehearsing a script, I'm going over my lines, and you know what I'm saying. I keep my AirPods in so people won't think I'm crazy,
I mean,
but
yo, we are in the
I'm really
lion's
not
den,
crazy.
and who do lions talk to in the lion's den? Other lions. So you gotta talk to you.
Other lions. That's
So you
right.
gotta talk to whoever understands you, and who understands you better than you, right?
That's right. That's right, bro. That's right, bro.
Yeah. So James, thank you again for your time. Appreciate you, man.
Man, thank you for having
Yeah,
me, bro.
man, you gotta come back. You gotta come
And
back.
we gonna set it up with the cast. They right now they waiting on me to send them this script. I just gotta finish up. I'm right at the end. Well, actually, the end is done. I kind of wrote this one backwards. So I wrote this with the ending in mind first, and then I'm going backwards. Um, so yeah, so they waiting on me to write the beginning of the play, if
That
that
make
makes sense.
that ain't some daggone Nas type stuff. I see Nas rewind Stillmatic.
Yeah, man. I mean but that's how I am. Like it's different for me. Like I don't sit down and start at the beginning. I can start in the middle. I can start at the climax. Like boom, okay, I want this to happen. I'll write that, and then after I write that, I just figure out how we got there.
Okay, so I ain't gonna lie. I
Who's
ain't
this
gonna lie.
character?
Sometimes, I gotta tell you this. Sometimes when I'm writing, I like write this scene, and then I'm like, okay, let me write the scene that comes after it or before it. But it's not necessarily the beginning. It might could be right at the climax. But
Mm-hmm.
I just write what I'm feeling at the
Mm-hmm.
moment.
That's what you got to do. Yeah, yeah. Whatever you hearing, for me, it's not a feeling. For me, it's more of what I'm hearing. So I hear the characters talking to one another, like in my head. Like when I heard Heaven, who was Toronto, who plays Heaven. Like I hear her and Corey like having a conversation, and I can kind of see what it is that I want them to do. And then, all I do is get with Javetta, and then what I love about Javetta is one of those directors who just wants to make your vision come to pass. Like, she's not going to try to take your vision and make it her own, but she's going to do everything she can to make those words jump off off the papers, right? And so I got to give it up to Javetta because she takes a lot of stress off of me. It's for me, it's hard to direct and act and making sure everything is paid and the venue is booked and all that. So with the directing part, I don't have to
I
worry
wouldn't
about that.
recommend it.
All I got to do is shoot. Yeah, all I got to do is shoot Javetta the script, and it's like she gets my vision, and then when we put it on stage, I always call it magic. It's
It's
magic.
magic. You gotta be magical to make this type of thing happen. I'm so sorry I'm keep you. But this one question.
No, go
But this one
ahead,
question
bro.
just hit me. So, in the midst of that masterpiece that is called Crazy in Love, um, s- small spoiler, but oh heck, there are people there filming something with their cell phones. Personally, I think you should have filmed the whole thing and put it on YouTube. But anywho, um,
I should.
there's one scene where Petty, and Taraza, well, trading balls about how much they feel on each other, right? Was that
Hmm.
recorded or were they actually spitting live?
So we pre-recorded it, and so we just had them ad lib.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Man.
Because I just wanted it to be one of those things where it was something that they didn't have to worry about on stage, only just the movements. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, maybe I can pre-record them and then play it, put a little video on it or whatever, and it'll be easier for them. So I'm like, I'm one of those people who I try to make it easier for the cast. Like, I'll even ask if I have an idea. And because Toronto and Corey were the leads, I would ask them like, "Hey, what y'all think about this? I got this idea. What do y'all think about it?" So yeah, I'm a easygoing person,
So
man.
you're an easygoing person, and that is something that I learned in my director's class at Guilford College. A good playwright or director is not necessarily sitting on top of a horse with a whip saying, "Do this, do this, do this." No, you are a
Mhm.
collaborator. A collaborator says,
Mhm.
"Okay, this is what I got in mind, but what do you have in mind? Because you're
Mhm.
artists, you paint too. What color are you
Mhm.
thinking? What
Yes, sir.
what sequence are you thinking?
That's right.
Okay, let's see if we could mix it
Mhm.
all together and make something astronomical, and that's exactly what y'all did.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, bro.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna tell you this, and then this time I promise I'm letting you go, okay? Because you have a Tony winning script to continue. Um,
They waiting on it. They
they
waiting on
yeah.
it.
So I don't know if you read this that I posted, but I said a lot of times when I write stuff and submit to playwright competitions and I'm rejected, I think to myself,
Mhm.
you know what, James, Tamika, I don't know when they've ever written. I don't know if they ever written into and submitted to any play competitions, but
Mhm.
James Lyons is a whole empire at this point. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? You've been going since 2008, man. That's an empire. That's 16, 15 years. That's an empire. Packed out, packed out churches, theaters, parking lots.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You're an empire. You are a juggernaut, an empire at this point. So I'm like,
Thank you, bro.
James made himself that. Q. I call myself Q when I talk to myself. Q.
Mhm.
What the heck, man? James puts in the work. Put in the work. Build your build your audience, build your collaborators, and then boom, you might be on something.
Hmm. Hmm. So with me, man, I'm just I'm just not gonna wait on someone to give me an opportunity. I'm gonna make it myself. So I'm just if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. Why am I wait on who for what?
Just like Nike says, just do it.
You better.
Now,
You better.
as you are going to just do it, I release you to finish that Tony winning script as you just do that. Thank you again for your time,
I
man. Can't
appreciate
wait
you,
till the
bro.
next time you come on here, man. Thank you so much.
Oh yes. All
All
right, my
right,
guy.
peace, James. Thanks again. Peace.
Later. Yes, sir.
And that, my friends, is ADQ's Renaissance. If you happen to watch this on Facebook, I'm sorry. I know I tried to make it live. I tried so hard, but technology don't want be don't don't be don't be don't be don't want to be. I don't know how I'm gonna say it, but does not want to comply. It does not want to comply. But hey, we got this for you. We just had an incredible conversation. Let's give it up one more time for the James Lyons. So I'm ADQ. This is ADQ's Renaissance. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for tapping in. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace. And we are going to end right there. Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope y'all didn't hear that what I just did, but thank you very much for listening to ADQ's Renaissance up until this point. If you listen to the conversation in full with me and James, you will recognize that that we were sharing things that we are a little apprehensive about. You know, I think that's human nature. But I've been reading the 50th law, right? In the 50th law, Robert Greene kind of applies the for some facets of well, I'll say elements or facets of the 48 laws of power to overcoming fear, and he uses 50 Cent as like an example. 50 Cent along with many other figures of history, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's a beautiful thing. 50 Cent, you know, the man was selling drugs in Jamaica, Queens, got shot 9 times. You get shot 9 times, many times when you get shot 9 times, you die. But 50 Cent, you know, through 50 Cent through unrelenting hunger, unrelenting drive and hustle. One that, you know, shout out to Aaron and Dan, they told me that I have accomplished what he was set out to do. So this is the beginning of chapter 6. It says lead from the front authority, and this is the 50th law by Robert Greene and 50 Cent. In any group, the person on top consciously or unconsciously sets the tone. If leaders are fearful, hesitant to take any risks, or overly concerned for their ego and reputation, then this invariably filters its way through the entire group and makes effective action impossible. Complaining and haranguing people to work harder has a counterproductive effect. You must adopt the opposite style. Imbue your troops with the proper spirit through your actions, not words. Basically saying lead by example. They see you working harder than anyone, holding yourself to the highest standards, taking risks with confidence, and making tough decisions. This inspires and binds the group together in these democratic times. You must practice what you preach. This is the 50th law. My sister gave it to me for my birthday. And also, while we were talking, James told me something that he believes. You don't wait on anybody. You know what I'm saying? I waited on people for the longest time to say, all right, Adrian, you can do this. Adrian, you can do that. But then eventually I said, yo, I gotta stop waiting on people. I go when I say I go. Also, here's a quote. It's from this other group that I'm working on. It's called Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Only in man's imagination does every truth find an effective and undeniable existence. Imagination, not invention, is the supreme master of art as of life. This is ADQ's Renaissance. Thank y'all very much for listening. And another thank you to my man James Lyons for coming through and sharing his gems with us. Peace.